three, 1, 2, 3. Kangaroos!
Hallo und herzlich willkommen, während ich hier gerade noch versehentlich auf das Mikrofon einprügel, bei Jump, dem Kangaroos-Podcast, präsentiert auch heute wieder von Automobile Pütter. Wenn ihr Bock auf die Kangaroos habt, Behind-the-Scenes-Informationen haben wollt, die Spieler ein bisschen näher kennenlernen wollt, dann seid ihr hier auf jeden Fall bei der richtigen Adresse. Falls ihr keine News verpassen wollt, unbedingt den Podcast folgen, ganz klar. Aktiviert die Glocke, egal wo ihr es hört, auf Spotify, Apple Podcast. Schieß mich tot, auf jeder Plattform lässt sich das machen. Folgt den Kangaroos auf Social, Facebook, Instagram und natürlich auch IKZ Online, denn da gibt es auch spannende Hintergrundinfos, Interviews etc., Spielberichte, um da auf dem Laufenden zu bleiben. Heute gibt es einen ganz besonderen Gast bei uns, wir haben nämlich Jorge Mejias hier, der natürlich, wie ihr euch denken könnt, der deutschen Sprache nicht unbedingt mächtig ist, deswegen switchen wir gleich ins Englische. And a warm welcome for you, Jorge.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here as well. I enjoy it every time. So to start things off, I always want to look back at the last game that you guys played. So nice. Last weekend you played in Iserlohn against the Eagles.
Yep.
You won the game, thankfully. And what would you say went right during the game and what didn't?
Well, I think we did a pretty good job overall, to be honest. Right from the beginning, we were really intense on defense. We were executing offense. I don't think we really gave them a chance to be in the game. Of course, there's things that we can still improve, but we're for sure on a good track. Yeah, 100%.
What would you say were the challenges coming into the game, and what challenges do still lie ahead of the team?
Our biggest challenge is to have a 6-hour drive before the game. That's a big challenge for sure. But you know, they were a really good team, well coached. They had like a good import players too. So every single game is difficult. You know, every single game is a challenge. But we did our job before during the week, and we did our job during the game. So yeah, it was all good.
Is there something that you would say the team still has to work on, whether it be on the court, like, I don't know, rebounding, protecting the ball or something, or from the mental side of the game?
Well, I think we can improve in every single aspect. I think we haven't reached our peak yet. Not doing close, and we're doing a good job. But I would say that we can be locked in on defense during a longer period of time during the game. I think we're doing a really good job during maybe 25, 30 minutes, and if we can prolong that to 40, we're gonna be good.
You are the second seed currently in the standings, so when you say there's a lot of room for improvement, you can still be a lot better. That sounds very scary for the league.
Nah, it is scary. They should be scared. I think so. I think that we've improved a lot since preseason began. But I think we have a lot of room for improvement for sure, and I think that they will show, especially because we practice a lot, you know, and I would say that we practice more than the rest of the teams of the league. So therefore, we're gonna improve more than them, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, Tony's kind of famous for his rigorous workouts where everybody
is
for
sure,
like crazy.
100%. Yeah. We work out a lot, and we work out hard. But as we were talking in the car before, right, it's paying off. So we can't complain about it. Yeah. And to be fair, the atmosphere that he creates and we create, it makes it like way easier, you know, to go every single day morning, every single day afternoon. And work as hard as we do, because we really had fun with it. So it makes it so much easier.
There's a lot of intensity coming from Tony during practice and games, so it doesn't seem like there's this joy, or there shouldn't be any joy on the court during practice, but you really seem to enjoy yourself and enjoy the hard work that you put in.
I mean, I think he first of all he made this team. Him and Michael obviously made this team really well, in the sense of like they got like players that we got a bunch of characters in the team, right? So
that's a nice way.
It is a nice way to put it, right? So we got a bunch of characters, and we really have a lot of fun before the practice and after the practice, like in the locker room and stuff. And also Tony is a guy that, you know, whenever like the practice starts or the game starts, he is really intense, as you say. But what the people don't see is like outside of the court, he's an amazing guy, right? And you can really like talk with him about whatever, and he's joking, and you know, he's in. Excuse me for the word. He's not an asshole, right? He really is not, right? So it's way easier to play hard and work hard, and you know, go as crazy as we go for someone that, you know, it's nice.
Yeah. Since you said the hard work is paying off, and as I said before, you're the second seed right now. Before the season started, management, Michael, and some players said, yeah, we want to go into the playoffs. Maybe we can be a lower seed. So right now you are blowing the expectations out of the water. Is that something that you talk about now? Okay, we are the second seed. Let's go and try to attack that first seed as well and get that?
Not really. Because what we talk about is like, today's Wednesday, right? Like we talk about, we got Thursday practice, you know, and it's going to be hard, you know? So like we don't really have that room of like, let's see what we do in 2 weeks. Right, let's see where we are in 2 months, right? And I think that's also like a good thing and a good quality of this team. Like we really go like week by week, and then we play the game and it's all over again. You know, like we don't really care about like where we're gonna be in 2 weeks or whatever, right? Like we care about like what we're doing in the moment, and we care about like what was the next practice gonna look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take some steps back and look into your playing career.
Okay, nice.
I saw that you played for Texas A&M in 2019.
Yep.
But only for one game. So I don't know, since it's 2019, it could be COVID that kicked in and maybe cut your season short or an injury or something. But how did it happen that you actually played for Texas A&M, and why didn't you play more?
Well, I actually like I played the whole season over there. I played the whole season. But as you said, like COVID hit early, right? So I had to come back home early. My plan was to stay over there, obviously, for 4 years and get my degree in the States. But you know, life happens. Obviously, like life changed for everybody. And the experience over there, life experience, was amazing. Basketball-wise, we didn't win that many games, but I played a lot of minutes, and I would say I played decently. So coming in the summer, that summer of COVID, like we really didn't know, and I didn't really know if there was gonna be a season in the States. Like nobody knew, right? So I just made the decision to stay in Spain, stay home, and start playing professional. It was not the original plan, right? As I said, like my idea was to stay in the States for 4 years and get my degree, but it didn't work out like that, and I'm okay with it, you know, because like everything that's happened to me has led me like to where I'm at right now, and I'm pretty happy. So,
what would you say? College basketball is such a huge thing in the States, and what would you say is different between college basketball that you experienced and basketball that you experience now, or that you have experienced since?
Well, I mean, obviously in the States, like the game is so much physical, right? Like the athleticism over there is over the roof, right? People run faster, jump higher, you know. So that's probably like the biggest difference. I think here in Europe the game is more tactical, and that's the two main difference that I would say that, you know, the two games have.
Yeah. I always think when I'm an NBA guy, like I said before. And I always think, man, it's so easy to get those 30 points in the NBA, and then everybody's cheering guys when they have like 18 points. It's so crazy in Europe. But when I heard Luka Doncic on a podcast, and he said, man, it's so much easier to score in the NBA instead of in Europe, because the court is so small. Yeah. It's way more strategic, the game. You can clock the paint. So yeah, I think college is a whole different animal when you have all those guys who can go one-on-one and are so athletic and can bust your ass in a different way. Absolutely. And I don't consider myself as, you know, the most athletic guy in the court, you know. So for me, it was a big change. And before that, obviously, I was playing with very athletic guys, right? And Real Madrid, like play with guys that are playing right now, NBA or EuroLeague, you know. So I was used to like big athleticism, But yeah, as you said, it's just different game. were you hoping that during your 4 years in college that you could make the jump to the NBA as well?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think a really small percentage of people can really actually have the, you know, even the expectation of make it to that level, right? Like, it was my dream as a kid. Obviously, as every single kid that play basketball, you know, you wanna make it to the NBA, but also you gotta be like realistic with the expectations, especially as you grow up. But yeah, I mean, I would have loved to play in the NBA for sure, for sure.
But you didn't just play for the university and some clubs like Real Madrid.
Yeah,
you were also part of the under-18 Spanish national team that won the Euro Cup in 2019.
19, yeah.
What was that like? It sounds like an amazing experience.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably like one of the best experiences that basketball has given me. You know, to be a part of that group of guys, that was amazing. To be the captain and obviously to get the gold medal, it was unbelievable. Represent your country, you know, like it was huge, and I have like a really good memory of it for sure. Yeah.
So what was that process like to even make the team?
Well, I mean, I had been in national team since under 12, really. I didn't play because the first European Championship is under 16, right? It's under 16, under 18, under 20. I didn't make the team under 16, but but before that, I was like, you know, under 15, I made it. Under 14, I made it. So I had always been like in that, you know, group of players, right? That like in my country. And then when that season came, we were really successful as a team, like in Real Madrid, and I played pretty decently during the season. The coach of the under-18 team had been my coach before, and we have a really good relationship. So, well, I got selected in the 15 players, right? Only 12 make the final roster, and I worked my ass off in 20 days, and I made the team. So yeah, that's how it went.
It sounds like I mean, that's a huge accomplishment to make that team. But what goes through your head when you see, okay, there's 15 guys here competing for 12 spots, and I'm there, I made it. Yeah. What's going through your head in that moment?
I mean, it's just unbelievable, you know, like when you think. And also when you're 18, I was 18 back in the day, right? Like you don't really think, right? Like you don't really realize that how fortunate and how like how difficult it is, you know, because the amount of guys your age that play basketball, you know, in your country, especially in Spain, right? Like in smaller countries, it's okay. Of course, it's a lot of merit to still make the national team, but in Spain, like basketball culture is really big, you know, and there's a lot of people who play basketball. So obviously it was amazing, but like when you are there, like, and you make the final roster, whatever, like the first thing you think is, okay, now I have to go and play, you know. So you don't really have the time to like sit down and realize that what a huge accomplishment, you know, you just made. So now obviously looking back into it, I feel extremely fortunate. Yeah.
You said there's under 16, under 18, and under 20.
Yeah.
Did COVID hit? Was still a thing, and so you didn't make the
exactly
team?
Exactly. So the under 20 European Championship, it didn't happen because of COVID, which was unfortunate. But also I can say that I've won the only European Championship that I've played. You know, one of one.
Undefeated.
Undefeated. There you go. We didn't lose a game either. So
perfect.
Exactly.
What would you say? How did you benefit from that experience as a person, but also as a player?
I mean, as a person, obviously, like, it's like like few people get the chance, you know, to like to live an experience like that you feel fortunate, right? And especially now, like looking back at it, like, as I said before. And as a basketball player, like now, like I look back and we play the final against Turkey, right? And we play against Alpen Sengun, you know. Yeah. Now, right now, he's a star in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? And in that European Championship, obviously, like my teammate Santi Aldama, right now he's killing it in Memphis, playing for the national team. You got guys. We played against Greece in semifinals, and this guy like Rokapoulos, he's playing now for Baskonia EuroLeague. You know, so obviously like you look back into it and you think, wow, like I really like play with those guys. You know, which is amazing.
How difficult is it since you made the U-18 team to continuously be part of the national team to play with the grown-ups as well later on?
I mean, just like a really few people do it. You know, it's extremely difficult, extremely competitive. I gotta say that my generation is one of the best generations ever, because right now we have 3 players out of 12 in the national team, right, of my age. There are 3 players that I play with, and then in that under-18 team, they're playing now with the grown-ups, you know, which I would say is a special case, obviously. But it's so difficult because, as I said too, like Spain is, you know, like basketball culture is huge. So there's a lot of competition, yeah.
Is that something that's still on your bucket list, to play with the grown-ups and represent your country?
I mean, I would love to, for sure. I think realistically, there is a lot of competition. I'm still working right to like be the best basketball player that I can be. And if one day it gets there, like I would love, you know, to play for my country again. But it's not something that I consciously think about every day. You know, it's not something that worries me.
Do you think you have to play in a certain league or at a certain level, team-wise, to accomplish that?
For sure. Like now you look at it, and even in the international breaks, right? Like that, not even the EuroLeague players go. Yeah. You got players that play in the Spanish first division, or they play in Japan. You know, like they play in really huge leagues, right? So yeah, and the competition is just really big. Yeah.
Yeah. So you said that your generation is actually pretty good in basketball.
Yeah, for sure.
When I started to gain an interest in basketball, the Spanish national team looked a lot different.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can imagine.
Marc Gasol. Yeah. Did you call me old right now?
I did. Yeah, you got that on camera. I'm joking. Yeah.
You had Pau Gasol, you had Marc Gasol, Juan Carlos Navarro, Ricky Rubio was, I don't know, 16 at that time. And already starting for the team.
Yeah.
Are some of those guys role models that you grow up with?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the reason I said that is because like right now we in Spain, we're in this like generation like transit, right? Like it's changing. But yeah, I mean, Ricky Rubio especially is one of my favorite players ever. Juan Carlos Navarro, obviously, right? Like me as a guard, like you grow up like looking up to them, right? And I feel really fortunate because like, honestly, we are not that different in age. You know what I'm saying? So like we grew up like looking at the same players, and we had an amazing generation, right? Like world champions, silver medalists in the Olympics. Twice, exactly. So it definitely looks different, and I definitely like look up to them for sure.
Did you get a chance to ever meet one of those guys?
I would say all of them, because I'm thinking when we were under 18 champions, we the day after we won, we went to the training camp because they were getting ready for the Eurobasket or something like that. And 2019, the World Cup actually that they won, right? And Ricky Rubio was still there. Ricky Rubio actually I met like a couple of occasions in the Adidas Next Generation tournament of the EuroLeague. He was there and he gave us like a speech, and then we got the chance to like talk to him. Obviously, he doesn't remember me, right? I do remember him, that's for sure. But yeah, no, I've been fortunate enough to like have like been in situations that I could engage with them, which is amazing. Yeah.
I can even imagine meeting my role model.
Is
that something where you're just like starstruck, or do you try to engage in a conversation? What do you do?
So I have this anecdote. This is and actually I was telling Tegan the other day. We were talking about this. We were playing Barca, the second team of Barcelona. This was when I was playing in Spain professional already. And Juan Carlos Navarro is the sports director, right, of Barca, right?
Yeah.
So he was there at the game. And we played the game, and we lost. And I had a really good game actually. So we were shaking everybody's hands, and I see Navarro at the end of the gym. So I'm like, that's Juan Carlos Navarro. I gotta go shake his hand, you know.
Of course.
So I went up to him, and this is the first time and last time that this ever happened to me. I mumbled, like I didn't know what to say. Like it really, like I can't even, say what I said. Like I was absolutely Star Trekked, by him, and he probably thought that I was not too intelligent, right? But yeah, definitely.
Since you have point guards as a role model,
Yeah.
do you try to implement something from their game into your game? I mean, Ricky Rubio had those really fancy passes,
Yeah.
and you are trying to really show some fancy moves out there as well.
Thank you.
I think Juan Carlos Navarro was kind of the king of the floater. I think nobody does it better than him.
For sure.
I haven't seen you take any floaters so far, but
Some, no.
I can't remember, but I can't recall every second.
I'm gonna send you a clip now after this.
Please
no, but definitely, like as you said, like I was privileged enough to like grow up like looking up to them, right? So like I can say one move that I've taken from Ricky Rubio, right? But definitely there's pieces of their game, right? Like in my game, I try to, right? Like they are on a whole different level, absolutely. But definitely, yeah.
Do you actually watch some clips? Since you are from a younger generation, you have access to YouTube. You can actually watch some highlights from Rookie, some compilations of his fanciest passes or something like that. Something that I didn't have. I would have watched a game somewhere on an.
You're not that old. Come on, I call you old, but you're not that old.
I'm 35, but my opportunities were a little bit different from you.
I see.
Now I have YouTube, but I'm an old ass, so I can bust a move now and go into the gym and try to shoot a floater 100 times a day. So you have different access now.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Right now, I don't watch as much basketball outside of my job, right? As I used to. When I was a kid, I was, all the time in YouTube, watching highlights, Ricky Rubio highlights. I remember when he got first to the NBA, his highlight tape was crazy, like throwing like no look dimes and everything. It was insane, and I've definitely watched a ton of those, But yeah, right now I don't watch as much basketball, but growing up I would watch all the time, all the highlights, all of them.
He was amazing.
Yeah, he was really
At
good.
a young age, trying those crazy things.
He was really good, for sure. Yeah, he was really good, definitely.
His confidence was through the roof.
100%.
Did you have that confidence from your coach to actually go out there and do that?
Yeah.
I think Tony would yell at you if you ever failed to make
he would definitely yell at me. To be fair, like I see myself as a player that has a lot of confidence too. So sometimes I'll be trying stuff that, something works and sometimes it doesn't work, and I get yelled at. But also Tony, like he knows that about me, right? And I'm also the kind of player that I don't mind like getting yelled by my coach, right? Like if you yell at me, I know it's not personal. I know we like each other, so it's all good, and it's definitely gonna happen. You're definitely gonna see me trying behind the back pass and like just throwing it to the stands for sure. It's gonna happen. But
I think what's great about Tony is he treats everybody the same.
For sure.
He yells at everybody.
For sure.
There's not somebody who's going to be left out from good or yelling.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's a good thing. I mean, obviously he knows how to talk to people too. So like he is good in that sense. But yeah, like nobody's safe. Nobody's safe with him. Nobody's safe. Yeah.
But speaking of your confidence,
yep.
You already stood out during this early part of the season with some amazing performances, and also in clutch situations. There were some tight games so far where everything was on the line and you tried to put the team on your back. You tried to make something happen, whether it be taking a three, getting to your mid-range game, attacking the basket, try to create contact, get to the foul line, or create something for your teammates. How does the game change for you in those clutch situations?
Well, I mean, I have the ball in my hands like a lot of the time, right? And I obviously thank my teammates, for giving me that confidence. And I obviously thank Tony and the coaching staff for giving me that confidence, right? I think that when those times of the game come, like as I said before, like I feel confident, right? And that it comes from me, but it comes from them too, And and I just try to put the ball in the hole, and that's it. You know, like it's not really like that much complex. You know.
Well, you make it sound that it's so easy to do.
I guess, yeah.
But some players, they really shrink in those situations.
I mean, but it's gonna happen too again. You know, like I'm telling you, hopefully it doesn't. But like, it might come a game that I have the ball in my hands in the last seconds and I make a mistake. You know, it's gonna happen. But I like the pressure too, so I'm not afraid of that happening. And also that's probably like something good about it, right? Like I'm not really like scared of making a mistake in the last seconds, because I play the same. I play the same like minute 2 and minute like 38. You know, like I'm gonna if I think that with 30 seconds in the line, like the best option is behind the back pass, I'm still gonna throw it. You know, so that's how it goes. Yeah.
High risk, high reward.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously.
That's how it goes. Yeah, 100%.
Was that always the case, that you had that clutch gene and you were so confident in your abilities to take those shots, or at least try to make something happen?
I mean, growing up, playing for Real Madrid, I was surrounded by like so many good players that I was like, that wasn't my role at all, right? Like it really wasn't. I think this year it's probably one of the first years that my role is, as you said, like to try to make something happen, right? The majority of the time that I'm on the court, it doesn't matter if it's like the minute 5 or if it's minute like 39. So I think that I'm still new to it, because, as I said, like it's not always been my role, but I'm really happy that I have it for sure. I'm really happy. Yeah.
What do you think is necessary to actually be good in that role?
Confidence. I think that's the biggest thing that you gotta have in yourself, right? Like it's like confidence in yourself, because if you don't trust on the work that you've put in, nothing good is gonna happen, right? And also like knowing and being aware that like the game is the same, the minute 39 and minute 2, right? It hasn't changed. The ball is the same, the hoop is the same, the referees are the same. Nothing's changed, and you've put the work in to make a mid-range shot, so it's the same.
But I would imagine that people actually know now that you are kind of good at the game, and they probably know that you will try to score and try to get the ball out of your hands, or maybe send a double team to make sure that the shot is as difficult as possible. So I would say the clutch situation is kind of difficult, or different at least from minute 5, for example.
I mean, it could be. Again, like if they send a double team in minute 5, what I would do? Pass the ball, right? Yeah. If they send a double team in minute 39, I'm gonna pass the ball either way. Like, so it's not that different. And I know Danny's gonna make that 3, minute 5, minute 39, so like, and I trust it, and or I trust that the ant is gonna dunk the ball, right? So like it's not that different, yeah.
But I would imagine, not to throw you under the bus here, but there was a game.
I'll try to. You can try. You can try.
There was a game where you tried to take over. I think you were like 1 for 3 or 1 for 4 in the fourth quarter. It didn't really happen. I think you still won the game though. Yeah. But in those moments, your confidence that you said is so important in those situations could easily be shattered. Yeah. But so what would you say is the key to not make that happen, to not let that actually affect your confidence? Because I think, especially when you're young or new in that role, that could easily happen. Yeah,
I mean, it can happen, and I'm not gonna say that like I'm like undefeated in that sense, in the sense of like my confidence being a little bit like or getting a little bit down, But I think I'm also fortunate that my team is like trusting me, and my coach trusting me, and we practice all the situations a lot, right? So like, I might be 1 out of 4 in one game, right, in the clutch, but like I know that in the next game I'm still gonna have the ball, So nothing changed, and hopefully next game I'm gonna be 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 4, right? So. You just gotta, and this is something that we do here in Iserlohn. Like we keep working. It doesn't matter, right? Like if we lose a game or if we win a game, it doesn't matter if I score 25 or if I score 0. You know, Monday is gonna come and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna work hard in the morning and in the afternoon, right? So, yeah.
So you said your teammates trust you as well, and that you have this different role now that you are not used to, but you still obviously succeed in it.
Yeah.
Whether talks before the season started, before you even signed your contract, that Michael or Tony told you, this is what we expect from you, to be that guy in these situations, maybe together with Deante, to take over games when it's necessary, or is this something that actually developed organically during the course of the season?
That's a really good question, and it was the first thing that Tony and Michael did right. So we got here. I'm gonna make it up because I don't remember. we got here on a Monday. We had a meeting on a Tuesday, right? So in that meeting, which was a really long meeting, way too long. I don't know why it was that long, but it was important. In that meeting, there was some roles established, and I got assigned with some other place the role of like having the ball in my hands and making or trying to make things happen. And that was even before we had like practice once.
Okay.
Right. So and I think that's something that was done right, because some other coaches do it differently and kind of like let the team adjust it by itself, and so let's see which player is gonna take over and which players are gonna do this and that. In this team, it was never like this. Since day one, we all had our roles, and we all said it like. The minute like that you walk out of that door, you've accepted your role. If you don't accept your role, say it now or shut up. So we all accepted our role, and it's going well so far. So I think that was for sure something that Michael and Tony did right.
Were you surprised when you learned what your role moving forward would be? Because you said that you weren't really put in that position during your previous days in different clubs.
Not really, because in these leagues, especially in this league, when you are the import, you already know that there's going to be an expectation, right, of performing. So I kind of knew already that I knew for sure that I was going to be important in the rotation, at least, right, playing time-wise. Just because of the fact that, again, that I'm the import and you only can get 2 imports, right? So like you're gonna try to get the best imports as you can so they can perform in the games. So I was not shocked. I mean, to be fair, I did a good job last season in Sweden, so I think I also earned that. Like it's not something that they have like giving away for me. Like I've earned the privilege to get all that confidence from, again, my teammates and my coaches, and I think that I'm doing an okay job so far with it. So
you're so modest.
Thank you. I try to.
Right. Is that something that you actually relish to have this role, to have the ball in your hands all the time? That you are the import player with this big role, big expectations that also go along with it. So you don't have a lot of wiggle room to fuck up, I think, because everybody would be on your ass.
Yeah.
Is that something that you actually enjoy, to be put in that position?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you're a basketball player, like if you say that you enjoy being in the corner without touching the ball, you're doing the wrong thing. Like come on, we all want to have like the ball, and we all want to shoot all the shots, right? And it's not always like possible, right? So I feel obviously really fortunate, to have given like this chance of having this role. So yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So when you're out there in those clutch situations, to go back to that, what is it that you're looking for? Because I think your game looks pretty easy from the outside, because you either try to dribble past your man, get to that free throw line area, pull-up jumper. Or you get a pick set from the center, do the same thing, get to that mid-range, go. Or actually attack the basket. And that's it. It looks very simple. Manipulate the pick and roll or beat your guy with a drive.
Yeah.
So what do you see out there? What are you looking for to get to that position?
I'm looking for the best option, really. You know, that's what I'm looking for all the time. If the best option is to pass the ball to the open man in the corner, right? I'm gonna pass the ball to the open man in the corner. I think also I've worked a lot in those things that you were talking about, right? The mid-range shot, like finishing around the rim. So I feel confident enough, you know, because of the work that I've put in, that those things are when they are open, they're the best option, right? So whenever I have, as you said, like the mid-range jumper, whenever that's open, I feel confident enough that to think that that's the best option, you know. So I take it, and sometimes I miss it, and sometimes I make it, right? But for me, that's the best option. Whenever I feel like that's not the best option, I try to do something else, right?
I'm very amazed how often you actually get to that position at the free throw line. I think you take at least 6 of those shots per game, and I think probably you're making 5 of them.
Yeah, I mean, I have to give credit to my coach that we worked for like 3 summers, really. His name is Uroš Dragicevic. He's from Serbia. We started working, as I said, like this was like 4 or 5 summers ago, maybe 4. We started working on my shot, and the pull-up jumper was something that we were really working on, and it's something that I've like worked a lot. Like, you know, like I've shot a lot of mid-range jumpers. I've put a lot of hours just doing that, and whenever you put that amount of time into it, and you get that confidence, you look for it, right? So as you saying it, like sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, I'm trying to get to the spot in which I feel confidence, right? And then whenever I get there, I as I said before, I see, I try to see which is the best option, right? If the pull-up jumper is the best, is open, it's gonna be always the best option for me, because again, I've worked a lot on it, you know. So that's how it goes. Yeah.
Yesterday, I was thinking what I would do to try to take that away from you.
Yeah.
And at first, I would say that it should be pretty easy to get you out of that area.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe blitz you during the pick and roll, hedge, whatever, or just give you more space at the 3-point line, because your 3 is not that.
No, it's not. It's not as good.
It's not as good.
It's not as
still
good.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
But I think you would go 2 for 8 maybe during a game. Maybe 3 for 8 if you're extremely wide open.
Yeah.
But so I would try to give you that space.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, switch it and hopefully you can pass the ball to Deante down low.
Yeah.
But nobody seems to actually do that.
Well, maybe it's not that simple.
Maybe it's not
that simple.
That was my second thought. Maybe it's not that simple to stop you from getting there.
Again, if you give me space, I can make a 3. That's for sure. Like, I'm not that type of like guy. Like, as you said, like, it's not my biggest strength, but I can make a 3. And also, if you give me space, you're gonna give me a lot of time to think. And my pull-up jumper is good. My 3-pointer is not as good, but my thinking during the game is really good. It's really good. So if you give me time to think, I'm gonna make always the best decision, right? And just to like throw you under the bus, as you said before, right? Like for that option, right? So give me space is not an option, because I'm gonna be way too comfortable, and that's not good. If you blitz the screen, I have an amazing teammate called Deante, and I'm gonna pass him the ball, and he can play basketball too. So
I mean, he can get up there.
That's what I'm saying.
Throw it up,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So he's gonna do his thing, and I'm okay. You know, blitz all the time. I'll have 5 points, 15 assists, and he'll have 30 points, and we'll win the game. So I'm okay with that. You know, like I'm absolutely okay with that. I don't really like. I've never I've never been a scorer. I've never shot 20 shots a game. So I think it's not that simple.
I think you're at least the second best scorer on the team right now from a statistic standpoint. So
you should know that. I don't know. You should know that.
Everything is really close between Daniel, you, and Deante.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're the second best or actually number one. So you look like a scorer on paper. So it's a little bit weird that you say, nah, I don't consider myself a scorer.
I mean,
you're a point guard, so
I am, and a passing first point guard for sure.
Yeah,
I think again, like this year, like I have the role, right? Like and you gotta realize the basketball and individual performance. It has a lot of what's the role that's given to you. You know. Again, like if my role was a different one, I would not for sure like be averaging that many points because I would be doing something different, right? Yeah. And doesn't mean that it's less valuable. You know, I can think of Chris right now, right? Chris, he doesn't shoot as many shots, but the work that he does every day is amazing for us, and we would not be in the position that we are right now without him. And I say Chris, and I can say whoever. I can say Sadiq, I can say Jordan, I can say Ruben. You know, like all of them. Right, they just on a different role, and I think that if they were in my role, they would do like really good too. So,
well, you said that your mind is actually on another level, and you're really smart out there. I think everybody can see that. But I thought at the start of the season, you could actually see that how your mind works different because out there you just saw some passes that should develop, and you put the pass into open space because you thought, obviously somebody will cut because there's an open lane.
And they were not cutting.
And they were not cutting. And so during the progress of the season right now, you can actually see, okay, maybe you talked about it or you are just getting to know each other better. But I think we can see a lot more cuts and you find your teammates. So you can actually see how your mind works and what you see out there and that nobody else sees, especially opponents.
Yeah.
They are always surprised when somebody is cutting and you just actually thread the needle.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like that's all about like team chemistry, right? And getting to know each other.
Yeah.
And that's why I was not worried. And when like we were talking about before, when we were like losing against regional Liga teams, right? Like I was not worried at all. Because we were a complete new team, right? Like we didn't know each other, but we do now. We do now, and it's working, right? So yeah, that's I can see that too, like the development of it. Yeah.
Yeah. What people also can see out there is that you are a very emotional guy.
Yeah.
You talk a lot. You show a lot of emotion. You try to get the crowd into it as well. And it got you into some trouble with the referee sometimes.
Sometimes.
You even got ejected once.
Did I?
Yeah, you got ejected once.
What?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
During a home game, actually.
No, I know.
I think you got the first technical for flopping, which is a new emphasis, it seems like, this season. Do you think it is more difficult to show emotions in this league compared to others?
No, I don't think it's difficult in any league. It depends on you. It depends on how much you wanna. It depends on how you wanna express yourself, really, right? Like, you can see it now. Like, I'm a really expressive guy, right? Like, on the court, outside the court. Like, I like to talk. I like to express what I think, how I feel. I think that grows exponentially in the court because obviously, like. Our heart rate is higher, and we're competing, and all those feelings like it's easier, for those feelings to come out. But I've always been like that. We were talking before that I was not shooting that many shots like growing up, right? Playing in those teams, but I was definitely having this same attitude, right? Of competing and expressing my emotions, and I also think that it has like bring me to where I'm at right now, because it's part of my game. It's part of what I can offer for the home crowd, for my teammates, for the opponents. Because the other team can sense that too. And not all the time they like it. So yeah.
Something that I noticed during home games is, at least to me, it looks like you are looking for your girlfriend Tegan.
All the time.
Why is that? Do you get confidence from seeing her? Does she give you some sort of signs that, hey, you're doing good, or hey, do this and that? Yeah. What are you looking for?
She is my safe space. So and that doesn't change whenever I'm playing basketball. Like when I'm at home and I have a problem, I go talk to her. So when I'm playing basketball and I have a problem, I talk to her too, you know, and it doesn't matter that I'm on a basketball court. Like obviously I don't talk to her while I'm dribbling, right? But like if the ball is stopped or I'm on the bench, of course I talk to her, and she is really helpful because, as I said, like she is my safe space. So everything is better when she's there. Yeah, for sure.
So is this more like a Jorge, you gotta calm down, something like that, or hey, maybe you should run a pick and roll right there?
No,
what is that exchange like when you only can exchange looks and not really talk?
Yeah, I mean it's not tactical things, right? It's more like, you know, you're okay, you know, like sometimes calm down. Yeah, that's definitely been said for sure. But yeah, it's just more like, you know, reaffirming, reassuring like stuff, you know. And yes, I look for it, and also like she's happy, and she lives the games too, like really passionate, you know, like you can see her like standing up and you know, cheering and sometimes talking to a ref. So yeah, I think we both enjoy it for sure.
Yeah, I mean she's a professional basketball player as well. Tegan Graham, she's playing in Bochum for the Astro Ladies, and as we talked before, you try to be at her home games as well.
Yep.
So is it the same situation there? Does she look for you as well?
Yeah, it happens. It happens for sure. I mean, it really works out nicely because we play Saturdays and they play Sundays. So like we are at each other's like home games a lot. And yeah, I mean, you have to ask her, but like I would say that it's the same. Yes, for sure. I think she looks for me, and I try to like you know, give my support and whatever she needs right during the game. So yeah, I mean it goes both ways. Yeah,
that's very beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. I think so too. I think it's beautiful. Yeah,
great dynamic. We have some questions from our loyal listeners as well.
Amazing.
And the first question, maybe it can cause some trouble at home.
Let's do it.
I doubt it.
We'll see.
Who's your favorite player on the Astro Ladies?
My favorite player of the Astro Ladies is
I think that pause alone is reason enough for you to sleep on the couch.
I'm looking for trouble right now. You see what I'm doing? I'm looking for trouble. Is Kaya is my favorite player in the Astro Ladies.
Yeah, okay. You're not even sleeping on the couch, you're sleeping outside.
Hey, I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm an honest guy. So
yeah, there should be room for honesty in a relationship.
Right.
Yeah, obviously. So maybe that second question is out of the window as well now. Do you want to be married one day?
Yes, I would like to be married one day for sure. I think and not because of the paper. Like I think like marriage and now I'm getting into a really deep topic right now, marriage. But I think marriage is symbolize commitment, and it symbolize you know, like the opportunity to like share your life with somebody that you love, right? So yes, I would like to be married one day for sure.
Sounds good. How did you experience your first weeks in Germany?
First weeks in Germany, they were good actually. We practiced a lot, so I didn't really have like that much time to do stuff. But I had just like moved in with Tegan, so we were like getting the apartment ready, and whenever we had like and we still do, whenever we have like time, we like to go like to the closest cities and explore a little bit. So yeah, for me it was basically work, because we practice a lot, and really exciting. It was really exciting because I had just like moved in with my girlfriend, which is amazing.
Is it something that both of you enjoy, to explore everything around you when you have when you are in a new city, because you travel a lot during your job?
No, yeah, for sure. We like to travel ourselves. That's something we enjoy a lot, and whenever we have the chance, we either go to Düsseldorf or we spend time in Bochum. We go to Dortmund. We want to go to Cologne and see the Christmas market. That is apparently really beautiful. So yeah, that's something that we definitely do. Like whenever we can and we have like days off, it doesn't happen too often. We try to explore. Yeah.
Does she have to practice twice a day as well?
No, I think she practices a little bit less than me. But she works too, so like she has like a tight schedule as well. But yeah, as I said, whenever we have time, like we try to take advantage of it.
Yeah. For this question, I have to apologize in advance because I might butcher your language right now.
There we go.
Is Súbeme la Radio the best song of all time?
I know exactly who made this question.
I wasn't sure if it's one of your teammates or not because I had to look it up.
I can say it. That was Chris. Chris asked this question. Yeah, obviously. Chris asked this question. And there's only one right answer, and it's no. No, it's not.
I had to look it up, and I saw it's a song by Enrique Iglesias from 2017. I was like, no, how could this be the best song of all time?
This is crazy because, like, Chris, like, I'm not really a big fan of reggaeton in itself, right? And Spanish music. Of course, I know all these songs because I grew up in Spain, right? And we all know them. But Chris, like, knows not all the Spanish songs, but he knows all the songs in the world and the lyrics, like in Spanish, like. Yeah, really. Like next time he comes here, like you gotta ask him to sing a little bit because, like, he's not a good singer, but
doesn't matter.
But he knows the lyrics even in Spanish, so it's quite crazy.
If you know the lyrics or at least have the confidence to perform, that's all you need.
Yeah, and he got that. He got that confidence. He definitely do. He definitely do.
What do you say are the differences between playing in Spain, Sweden, and Germany?
Okay. I mean, obviously, I played in different levels in every country, because it's not the same to play in Pro B than in BBL, right?
Sure.
But I think that the European style is pretty much not the same. Obviously, I think in Sweden it was more physical, but it was a first league, So again, it's maybe not the same level. I played in the third division in Spain, which is, like the equivalent of Pro B here. And I would say here is a little bit more physical. I think like German people is stronger than the Spanish people. But tactic-wise is pretty much the same. So I don't think there are like huge differences between the playing style, at least at these levels.
Yeah. Okay. Lastly, there's something that we try to do every episode where you have to build a team.
Okay.
It varies from episode to episode. So today, what I would like to ask you is, since we talked about the Spanish national team, to build a starting five that consists you as well.
Okay.
But 4 other Spanish players that you would A, love to play with, and B, that you would think you would have the best chance to win at any level during a international tournament, whether it be the Euro Cup, World Cup, or even the Olympics.
Okay. This is like all time or like
all time.
All right. At the point guard, I would say Ricky Rubio. Yeah. Obviously.
So you would play the shooting guard?
Okay, so I'm in it, eh?
You have to be in it.
I have to be in it, so I'm obviously in the point guard. There you go. Because I'm definitely not in the shooting guard. You want me to run off stackers? No, that would not be good. Point guard, Jorge Mejias. There you go. Really nice guy. Shooting guard, I'ma say Juan Carlos Navarro. And the wing, I'ma say Rudy Fernandez. Yeah, Rudy Fernandez. You like Rudy Fernandez, eh? You have to have him.
That man has balls of steel.
Oh my god, he's so good. Eh?
Yeah, so crazy. Yeah. He's confident as hell.
For sure.
Takes every shot. No matter how crazy.
And in defense, he's really good too.
Yeah. He really hustles.
For sure. Crazy. Okay. At the 4, I'm gonna go. I mean, you have to, like 4 or 5. You have to go with the Gasol brothers. Like you really have to. Like the legends of our country. So it's a pretty solid 5. I think we would do really good in quite decent levels.
I think so too.
Maybe at the point guard, like we will struggle a little bit in defense, but like I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, you have those other 4 guys who can make
exactly
up for your mistakes.
right, exactly. Like so, help out whenever I get beat. Yeah. Nah, we will do good. We'll compete for sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
at least silver medal.
Yeah. Like in the Olympics.
Yeah, gold on any other level. Because the bench probably is great.
I'm gonna say like we might as well get the gold medal too. I don't know against
Yeah, it depends who the US is sending.
Who am I guarding in the US? Point guard, Jason Kidd. I can handle Jason Kidd, no? Do you think?
Yeah, he doesn't shoot the ball. And even if
silver medal. Silver medal.
I think 08 team, I don't know. The Redeem team could be tough.
That was a good team.
It was really a good team.
Yeah.
I mean, going against Chris Paul, Darren Williams, that could be tough.
Silver medal. Silver medal. Silver medal.
Okay, let's be modest here.
There we go.
But I don't know.
We'll do good. We'll do good, for sure.
I mean, if we look at the Olympics in 08 and in 12, the games were always tied.
They were, for sure.
I mean, the first round, it was always a blowout. You got your ass beaten.
Yeah.
During the finals, it was always
we had
close.
a chance. We had a chance. Yeah, we had a chance.
It was always very unexpected to me. Because how could you get your ass beaten in that game every time? And then as soon as it's about the gold medal, you're just going for it.
It's the Spanish DNA, you know. We compete. Something we do and is compete.
Yeah. Awesome. And you do it out there as well. So you make your
there we go.
Spanish friends proud.
There we go.
All right. So before I say goodbye to everybody out there, I will say thank you very much for being here today, Jorge. It was a pleasure to talk with you. A lot of fun. Thank you for your insights. All the best to you individually and obviously for the team going forward.
Amazing. Thank you very much for having me. It's been amazing. My first podcast ever. You took my podcast virginity. And I don't know if I can say that. Oh my goodness. Whatever.
It's okay.
We're just going to end up in a high note. It's been a pleasure. And hopefully I can be back one day.
Yeah, it would be a pleasure to see you again here.
There you go.
Ja, also herzlichen Dank an euch da draußen auch nochmal, dass ihr zugehört habt oder zugeschaut, denn auch wenn ich es eingangs nicht gesagt habe, den Podcast gibt es natürlich auch auf YouTube beim Kanal der Iserlohn Kangaroos, falls ihr die Nasen hier auch sehen wollt oder das stylische Outfit auch von Jorge, der sich viel Mühe gegeben hat, um hier auch entsprechend gut auszusehen. Sonst nochmal die Tipps auf jeden Fall, folgt dem Podcast, da wo ihr ihn hört, folgt Social Media, entsprechend den Kanälen von den Iserlohn Kangaroos und IKZ Online. Wir erscheinen jeden Donnerstag vor den Heimspielen, so heute ist Mittwoch, deswegen komme ich gerade durcheinander. Donnerstag vor den Heimspielen, bleibt am Ball, wir sehen uns. Ciao, ciao.